Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.
It's a miracle, baby.
Yeah.
Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves.
We keep having all these problems. How we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues. I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of me arguing and lying. So goodbye.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is May the 6th, 2024, and today the topic is the unknown. Happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday, everybody. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Mine was just fine. Yes, mine was good overall. Saturday was a low-key day. I pretty much stayed home, chilled. I did not take the opportunity that was presented to me, but it all worked out because, again, I wasn't going to be able to do anyway because I had my son and whatnot, and my husband was going to, do a task and whatnot. So, yeah. Saturday was kind of pretty much a day of rest. And yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell what was going on for Saturday. Now, in regards to yesterday, which was Cinco de Mayo, and also church and Sunday services and gatherings and things of that nature. Yesterday was good. It felt very busy, and I felt very tired after when we got home, which is usually, that's not unusual for me to feel tired on a Sunday when I get back, but I feel like there was a lot of things going on yesterday. Like when I got there to the church and some stuff that we had set up was had fallen down and stuff, and I'm like, oh Lord, so we had to reset some stuff. Then my coworker had brought a whole bunch of new stuff, so there was things that we were opening up and figuring out and hiding away because we weren't Sunday ready, you know what I'm saying? And then we have this thing called the huddle that we do every Sunday that they seem to be very like, ooh, y'all need to be there type thing. Because we was trying to, get those things, the new stuff and all that stuff set up and reset up the other stuff. So we was rushing off to that, and then it just was a lot, man. It felt like a lot, basically. Again, we're in a brand new theme and whatnot for the month of May, which is more so like an outer space type of theme. So your girl had like these little antennas on with these little alien glasses or whatever. I know the people at the church are probably like, what does this girl have going on? Because I'm always the one that's like dressing up or doing something, or but my whole thing is it's for the kids at the end of the day, and so I try to bring things to life, and therefore, wearing a costume or wearing whatever, putting on a little voice real quick and a character is not that big of a deal to me because that's, what I do. But yeah, I just noticed like some people, as I interact with like the adults, they're like, oh my gosh, you're just so amazing. And it's like, okay, but anywho, so that was also something. Today's Monday, so we have Monday night gatherings as well. So I am supposed to go tonight and teach and do all that. So I'm going to be trying to chill. I had a meeting that usually me and my VA, we, said we were going to meet every month this year thus far. But this month I just left it in her, the ball in her court. And I'm like, hey, girl, if you want to meet, we can. If you don't, it's all good because I don't necessarily have anything to talk about in particular. And that kind of leads me to today's conversation in a way because I've recognized, or I realized at least today, that for the first time in my life, I feel like I don't have any particular plan or goal. There's nothing necessarily that I'm working towards at this particular time. Sure, I got my list of to-dos. Yes, you know what I'm saying? I got like a general, ideas of things I still want to do. Yes, I need to, get this music out of my head. Yes, I would love to put out another movie. Yes, I would love to, create more shows and content, for GSL and whatever else, that the Lord wants me to do. But I don't feel like I have any particular, I guess, goal, direction, plan, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like maybe, I guess years before, whatever, I would always have something that I'm working towards. And now, I really feel like I'm, like I say, walking by faith, because I don't have anything of significance that I'm reaching towards. I was telling Elizabeth today that I guess I'll seek the Lord about if I should have something in particular that He wants me to do, things of that nature. But as of right now, I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm okay with, again, things being the way they are, and I'm content with that. I am quote unquote proud, if that's the word to use. I am, or happy or content with, again, GSL going the way it's going. You guys know that you get daily inspiration. You might not get it at 6 o'clock, but you get daily inspiration, and then the weekly talk show is still going and flowing. Again, if I was to stop recording new episodes, I mean, it still would go for a few months. So again, to God be the glory for that, because each amazing guest that God sends, the fact that, again, the diligence and whatnot to pre-record, all of those things plays a part in the consistency that you guys, I guess, are witnessing with me, for me, and through me right now. And then, hey, man, all the stuff that's going on at the church, being a part of the Mountain West ministry and whatnot, is an amazing experience. I mean, yeah, but there might be things I don't fully understand, and again, I feel like, not say I feel like an outsider or an observer, but I mean, I guess I'm always a bit of an outsider and observer, if that makes any sense. So who knows? And I don't know what the Lord wants to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm going to just continue to be there doing things, or I don't know if I'm going to be, doing something else to some other capacity, maybe still within the ministry, maybe not. I don't know. They have a lot of things that they're doing. They have missions around the world. They have things that are working on in the community and whatnot. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to continue to be the elementary coordinator? Am I going to be, put in some other position? I have no clue what the Lord is doing. And in some ways that can be very like, well, I guess it just depends. It depends, right? Because if, for example, if I didn't have the heart and mindset that I have today, which is, hey, I'm going to be with content in whatever the Lord wants me to do, then maybe it would be a little bit nerve-wracking, or it would be a little bit like disappointing, or like, I don't know, maybe I would have anxiety or something to not know what the quote-unquote future will bring. And I get that, you know what I'm saying? I get that feeling, now, I don't feel that these days, but I mean, at least not when it comes to this stuff. I mean, if I was to think about some other part of my life or something like that, then it's like, oh, maybe I should be concerned, But I'm not necessarily concerned. I just want to make sure, again, that I'm doing, whatever the Lord wants me to do. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I mean, again, and this place of contentment is a beautiful place to be, even though there's a lot of unknown and unanswered things. I don't know, again, where everything is going. But I do appreciate, again, where I am. And so I hope that today's conversation can be encouraging and inspiring to the next person, especially if you are in this place where you feel like, man, I don't know what is happening. I don't know what's going on in my life. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know my purpose. I don't know God's plan for me. I don't know nothing. If you are someone that, again, are feeling like, yeah, I too have a lot of unknowns, then one, hey, you're not alone, okay? Me too, right? And then two, I mean, I hope that you at least be encouraged and inspired by this contentment that the Lord has given me about my situation. Again, like I said, I even just a few weeks ago, I told you guys my struggle with understanding that, okay, I know that God put me right where I am for a reason. Now, I have questions, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like he's answered my questions, right? And he's helped me to understand that, again, this is a part of me surrendering my life to him, to trust him again with every aspect of my life, including, where he put me, who he put me with, the job, the family, the all the things, right? Everything. And this is what he's asking us to do when you get into the word. And so, I guess I'm kind of reminded of the sermon yesterday. I know the pastor kind of switched up the theme from the happy series. He's in this, series about happy, but obviously, he acknowledged the passing of the church member that I told you guys about and whatnot, and he was addressing that. And I guess his sermon kind of coincides with what I'm saying right now, in some ways. Um, but I don't remember. I mean, I got the notes in my bag over there. So if the Lord leads me to go ahead and get it and share those notes with you guys, then I will. But maybe even in the after show. But as of right now, let me share with you guys what the Lord has shared with me this morning. And like I said, I hope it will encourage you and inspire you, especially if you're someone that is dealing with the unknown. Okay. So, here are some verses that were standing out to me this morning. John 13:7. It says, Jesus answered him, "What I am doing, you do not understand now, but afterward you will understand." Listen, I feel like I done been in a lot of situations like this, man. Where again, while I'm going through something I do not understand. Why am I going through this, Lord? What's the purpose? What's the point? Why, right? But then after a little while, maybe some years, who knows? But things start to click and make sense, right? I told you all about 2019, man. That was me in 2019. I'm like, Lord, you told me to go get a venue, and you made a way for me to be able to go get it, and you done did this and you done did that, but the whole year was like ups and downs, ups and downs. I can't stay in the venue that I was in, and I'm now with some slumlords, and Lord, why you got me going through this? And it was tough. And I'm like, Lord, I don't understand. It ain't making no sense. And then 2020 came around. And I was already home. I was already, quarantined, if you want to say, because I was a new mom and all of that. And then doors have started to open. Windows of opportunity, and things of that nature. Blessings started to flow. And I'm like, and then when I realized that a lot of the stuff was stemmed from the seeds that was planted in 2019, I'm like, Lord, you really did that. You really took care of me. You really worked this thing out. Like, okay, that makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that I went through in 2019 makes all the sense now. And so it's the same with, I guess, now, and I guess that might be why I have more peace with it at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because it's happened before. So I'm like, okay, Lord, you done did it this way, that way. So, hey, you'll do it with that. You'll do it with this, that's I guess, the confidence that it has given me at this point. But I don't know. I don't know how does this resonate with you at all? Is this something that, again, you have to lay before the Lord and just take him at his word? He says plainly, like, what I am doing, you do not understand now, but afterward you will understand. Like, does that give you encouragement to hear that? Or is that something that's like, oh, Lord, you would say something like that, Jesus, right? You can decide, I guess, where you're at with that, but hopefully it's encouraging and inspiring for you to hear and read those words. Here's another verse. It's Luke 12:32. It says, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdoms." So, I don't know, this kind of just stood out to me this morning. And I mean, one thing, I guess, again, is telling us to fear not. It's supposed to be something of encouragement and things of that nature. And I guess what's standing out to me right now is just a reminder that, again, God has your well-being in his heart and mind at the end of the day. He wants to give us the kingdoms. He wants to give us, look, life and life more abundantly, things of that nature. There's a lot of promises from God similar to this in the Word of God. But again, it's up to us to decide whether we believe it or not. I hope that you do, right? But listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like even this morning, I was just kind of just asking some, I feel like basic questions to a certain extent, because I was thinking of the Lord. I'm like, okay, so I just was asking just general random questions. I'm like, okay, so you were resurrected, Christ, X, Y, and Z. And they, the Bible tells us that not only did the 12 disciples see you, but others have seen you. So are there some, or others saw you around that time as well when you were resurrected? So, I'm wondering, did those other people make accounts? Because again, a lot of people like to deny the Bible, and they're like, oh, well, of course the Bible's going to go together, da, 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 da. And of course the disciples, they're all going to say, da, 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 da. Like, they'll try to use anything to negate, right? Believing, right, and what the Bible says. So I just kind of was like, are there any, non-biblical accounts of the resurrection? Now, maybe I didn't ask the right question. Maybe I'm supposed to be asking about the, not necessarily resurrection, but the, ascension. I think my question was really about the ascension versus the resurrection. Because I guess technically nobody saw the resurrection. They only saw the resurrected Christ, when you go deeper about that. But when I kept looking up, the question was, are there non-biblical accounts of the resurrection? And it was interesting because the Chat Holy Bible thing said no. Even with the Chat GPT, I was like, Chat GPT, are there non-biblical accounts of the resurrection? And it said no as well. And I was like, that's interesting. I'm like, so this right. But again, I think now that I'm saying it out loud to you guys, I'm realizing that, yeah, I think I asked the wrong question. I was asking about, because again, nobody read. Anyway, I get it now. But anywho, but that's the thing. I don't think, again, there's anything wrong with asking questions. Matter of fact, I know the pastor was talking about that yesterday, about the things that, again, we don't understand and things like that, that Jesus is not afraid of our questions. Again, I think that he wants us to ask the questions, right? Now, I mean, again, there's all kind of resources now where, again, if you have questions, the Lord has put things in place and people in place that have answered so many different questions, that I think that any of us could even think of. Again, gotquestions.org is a great resource. Calm.org is another great resource I've shared on here multiple times. Even that app I just showed you guys, Chat Holy Bible. I mean, so there's plenty of resources now that could possibly help us with our questions that we have about the Bible, about Jesus, about, again, different things. Now, of course, we got to take it with a grain of salt, right? Because again, we got to understand that human influence, biases of opinions, things of that nature will be at play. So you got to pray, right, and seek the Lord. And then ultimately, what I'm understanding even about the faith of Christianity is that it takes faith, right? Even in spite of getting whatever answers we might need, you still have to have a level of faith, to believe, again, the words, and the word. So, yeah, just something to think about. Let me give you guys another verse. Isaiah 55, 8 and 9. It says, For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the hearers are higher than the earth, as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So again, there may be a lot that we don't know, right? Again, I'm sitting right here today and telling you guys I have no clue what my future is about to look like. I have no clue, what the Lord is going to do with me for me today, really. I mean, the only thing, I got a general idea, because I'm like, okay, as of right now, my meeting got canceled and I'm supposed to go to the church and, teach, tonight. And then I guess I'm gonna come back home if the Lord's will, right? That I know that much, right? Tomorrow I got a general plan. Okay, I'm supposed to, meet up with a lady that wants to get some of my wine, and and it's Tuesday. I'm gonna be coming back. By the time I come back home, I'm supposed to, I guess, take therapy, and then I talked to somebody about possibly coaching their child for acting coaching or whatnot, but they haven't paid the deposit yet, but That's my general idea of what's supposed to happen tomorrow. I have general ideas, right, of what is supposed to take place. But again, I don't know. I'm being completely honest with you guys so that you guys know that, hey, I don't know what the Lord is going to do. And so, even though, again, that can be a I don't know if a worrisome place to be, or it can be confusing, I guess, or it could be hard. Let's just say a hard place to be, right? To feel like I don't know. and stuff, and then you're walking by faith and you're letting the Lord lead and guide every aspect of your life. I get it. It could be hard. Sometimes we just want to know, right? We just want to be involved. We just want to say, okay, I know what's going to happen tomorrow. I know what's going to happen with this. I know what's going to happen with that. And maybe it gives us some type of encouragement that we know, right? But I guess, ultimately, I guess I'm receiving today the juice is, let's get our encouragement from the Lord, right? That, again, no matter what happens, that he's in control, and that he loves and cares for us. And that, whatever his choice is, right, will be in our best interest. And I guess that's the juice, y'all. That's the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is 1 John 4:11. It says, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we ought also to love one another." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Visit chatholybible.com to download the Bible Chat and Study app today. Embark on a transformative journey of faith. Your connection with Scripture starts now.